What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relay reverse rants. No hate. So I want to talk about something today that I want you guys to really dig deep into. It's nothing hard to understand. In fact, what I'm going to talk about, we all know this, but a lot of times you have to just point things out to where people really can just pay more attention into it, put more focus on it, and understand, there's things that you look forward to, but then there's things you realize, nope, that's just what it is. Okay. I want to talk about Malik Scott being the trainer of Deontay Wilder. And basically, I'm going to start this off by saying plain and simple. Deontay Wilder will not improve as a boxer because he's not a boxer. Deontay Wilder will not improve as a fighter because he's been fighting this way for far too long. Mark Breland told us Deontay Wilder doesn't listen. I tell him what to do and he just does what he wants. Mark Breland said that. Mark Breland has far better knowledge and was a far much better fighter and accomplished more, way more than Malik Scott. Malik Scott, as Wilder tells it, and as he tells it, they have a brotherhood. They're like family, like brothers. So it's obvious he didn't trust or see Mark Breland that way. Now, take into consideration, Deontay Wilder knocked out Malik Scott, or Malik Scott pretended he was knocked out, or however you want to say it. But, in other words, he owned him in the ring. Regardless to whether it was a dive or whether he really, or had him just that scared to not want to get up. Okay? I never thought much of Malik Scott as a fighter. And basically, he never did anything. Malik Scott gets beat by him. Now, you own this guy in the ring. Now he becomes your trainer. The way I see it, I believe Deontay Wilder just wants someone in his corner that he can boss around, and we're going to do things my way. I don't see how much you're going to learn from someone that you actually destroyed. And if you basically just look at the logic of it, I beat you. What the hell are you teaching me? Huh? You're already arrogant. Already don't think you need to even, perfect basic fundamentals. So what else are we going to add to my arsenal? Now, you got to remember the language of Wilder, okay? Wilder said, when you knock people out easy like that, there's no need to do all that training. All right? You can tell he just learned how to start skipping rope a couple of years ago. Really, you can see he's not good at it. And his legs show you he doesn't do it effectively. I'm willing to bet you Wilder starts and stops when he's ready. Malik, just hold the pads, motherfucker. Yeah, give me my damn mouthpiece. Hand me my water. If you watch the fight, Malik Scott is showing no urgency. In fact, he's talking to Wilder like he's afraid to get loud with him. Like, Wilder, I need you to step up. I need you to, do this and do that. All right? You're behind. I said, don't wait till the fight get to the halfway mark. From round one, okay, you lost that round, Wilder. I need you to stay in this fight. I do not want you to let him get a big lead up on the scorecards where you need a knockout to win. Okay? I need you to step up now. The instructions on what to do. Okay? When you watch Wilder fight, you wouldn't think that this guy has been fighting over a decade. There's no way this guy's been fighting no way. Not this guy. Okay? Also, you have to understand, when people are your friends, it's different. I've worked with people. I've been supervisor, assistant manager. I know what it's like to work with your friends. They don't like to take orders from you. They do it because they have to. But it's different when you as a friend tell them to do something versus someone else. It's like a personal thing. Like we equals on the street. But in here, he's telling me what to do. It's just something about it. Okay? To give you just another little example, a little comparison. It's like I remember telling people I know, like, man, y'all better slow down because, you guys come out, y'all go party, used to do music and all of that. And, I'm not the after party guy. I do the show and I'm out. You guys always end up in a situation where you end up getting into a fight. Something violent happens where you're in a situation where, for one, your homies are not your security. You need to understand that. Okay? Security, the kind of security I'm talking about is armed security that you hire. They're out with you, however many you have with you, to make sure you're good. You're sitting somewhere at a VIP at some bar, some club. If you're sitting there getting lap dances, if you're sitting there getting drunk at the bar, that's what your homies want to do as well. They out there to party. They're not your security. How the hell they going to secure anything and they drunk as hell just like you? You get up to go to the bathroom. Their mind is on that chick that's sitting on their lap, what they get ready to go up and do in the hotel or whatever. They're not paying any attention. You go to the bathroom, get jumped. All you remember is waking up in the hospital. See, nobody has the heart to say, nah, look, we're leaving. Or that, look, you had enough, man, relax. All right, you're getting drunk, you're acting a bit stupid right now. Stop. That's it. That's me. That's what I do. We're not doing this no more. We're leaving now. Okay, now. You can't make a person do anything, right? But you can control what you do. So let's just say Malik Scott tells Wilder's things and he doesn't listen. Well, as a trainer, here's the deal. Why'd you hire me, Wilder? So if I'm giving you instructions and you decide you're going to do what you want to do, then you don't need me. Understand what I mean? I'm not here to be your water boy. I'm not here to have you telling me what to do. And I'm not here, okay, to flaunt my muscle on you. I'm here to help you so we can work as a team to get as sharp as you possibly can in every aspect. And if that's not good enough for you because you want to be the boss of what you do, then get somebody else. And basically, Malik Scott is getting paid to be with him. And I do not see Malik Scott taking charge of a goddamn thing. Plain and simple. I didn't hear any urgency in that corner. I heard no real solid instructions. And Malik Scott wasn't that good of a fighter, first of all. He had no heart, for one. Okay? Malik Scott had no heart. So even if it's certain things that you know how to do, but you don't have the heart to do it, well, yeah, you can pass that knowledge on. But when it didn't even work against the guy that knocked you out and now you're training him, well, I don't think he respects you enough to allow you to do that. It makes me think about an episode of Hot Boxing or whatever, Mike Tyson show. He had a guy named Mike Rashid on there. And Mike Rashid was talking about how, I remember him clearly telling Mike Tyson, he said he used to get pissed off. He said he remember one particular time he was in a training camp with Mike. And he said Mike was having a shitty camp. And all the people around Mike Tyson was telling him, yo, good work, Mike, and clapping and celebrating. And said Mike's in there, walking around doing all this shit. And he says, and it pissed him off because, like, yo, nobody was like, yo, step up, man. Mike Tyson responded, I'm paraphrasing, but he responded with something like to the effect of, as long as they knew I was the boss, like, hey, man, that's the one thing I always love, being the boss. As long as they know I'm the boss. Which means what? You can't tell me shit if I don't want to listen to you. And that's exactly. Now think about Mike Tyson. When he was with Cus D'Amato, everybody talked about if Cus was still here, Okay, we can say that when Cus was gone and then you started to see over a little time Mike Tyson not being as sharp. I remember Richard Giacchetti coming in. I forget the other guy with the bald top. But bottom line is, you know what you would talk about Cus D'Amato. You keep those things going. You keep the work ethic. That's up to you. Now, yes, your team should push you and be there to make sure that you're doing these things. But who's to say that Mike Tyson would have listened to Cus D'Amato? Who's to say he wouldn't have got to the point where he just, hey, look, Cus, I know what to do by now. You've been with me long enough. I know what I'm doing. Like, who can say that? That's the speculation. That, if Cus D'Amato wouldn't have died, Mike would have been defeated. We don't know that for sure. We don't know that. You don't know the mindset of people. So for Mike Tyson to say that, and he understood what point Mike Rashid was making. Bottom line, what Mike was implying was, I don't give a fuck about if I was having a bad day or not. I'm the boss. And as long as they knew I was the boss. And that's what I see with Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. Okay, first off, I remember Malik Scott saying Deontay does everything I ask him to do. Okay, so if he's doing what you want him to do and doing it properly, then it was your game plan to have a guy who can't fight off the back foot, and we all know it, come into a ring 214 pounds. This is not the first time that he's done that. And you guys said that this is his best fight weight, right? And Wilder agreed. But you are the coach, right? So that was your idea to have him trying to skip around. He's not a boxer. He can't box for shit. Okay? And all that extra movement for nothing, it was ineffective. Okay? If he's dancing around, pop, 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 giving you angles, pop, 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 and he's, and he's landing shots, and he's baiting Parker, he's confusing Parker, then that would be something different, because then we all be saying, okay, Wilder learned some shit, all right, okay. But that wasn't the case. He did nothing effective. All he was doing was trying to stay out of harm's way. Okay, did y'all see when he was on the ropes and he was, okay? He's 38 years old. What he hasn't learned, what he's neglected to learn, he's not going to learn it. Okay, we always talk about muscle memory. But Anthony Joshua, he look how he looked. Okay, but let's clear something out. Anthony Joshua always was a good boxer. He was a boxer puncher, and he always was good. Anthony Joshua didn't lose skill. Okay, he lost confidence, and his lack of confidence was causing him to go in there and question himself. Therefore, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. But he was always a way better fighter than Deontay Wilder. The whole thing with Wilder has always been if he lands the right hand. If he lands the right hand. Okay, I was kind of chopping it up with Teddy Atlas, okay, on his channel. And like I told him, you're saying that Anthony Joshua is, him and Eddie is relieved that they didn't have to fight Wilder. That's in your head. Somehow, somewhere, do you understand? People get these little thoughts in their head, like Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight Wilder. He's afraid to fight Wilder. When remember Deontay Wilder said out of his own mouth. See, I have to remind people. Wilder said, remember when he told in that little tweet, and he said it out of his own mouth. Okay? Remember, he told Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua offered me way more money to fight him than to fight you. But I choose to fight you. Right? All this, I'm a man of my word. I chose to fight you. You're admitting that he made you a huge offer. I remember the offers. Was, like I said, $7 million and then $12 million. And then the zone. Okay? Let's not forget something, y'all. The zone offer was the people of the zone actually had a sit-down meeting, okay, which Wilder and Finkel admitted. He sat down with them. It was 120. 1 fight with Brazil, 2 fights with Wilder. Now, you don't have to worry about ring rust either, do you? You getting the fight in between, okay? So wait. Well, no, before that, not even in between, before that. But remember, their excuse was the reason they turned the fight down is because the people of the zone wouldn't tell them how much money that Wilder was getting, that AJ was getting. That came out of their mouths. Which means Wilder doesn't have a thinking process. People lead him around. Like he accused Anthony Joshua of being a slave to the white man and Eddie Hearn. Well, you must be a slave to the white man. Really talking about yourself with Finkel, because or whoever it was that made you think it was okay. And Finkel was basically right there standing next to you when you both made that comment about they wouldn't tell you how much is that AJ was making, and y'all both claim this fight is at least worth $300 million. Wilder was always telling himself he was some big superstar, and the people around him had him believing the hype too. Now, let's just think Malik Scott wasn't even in training at the time. Okay? But that money was turned down. He brings up this fake $50 million nonsense and says AJ asked for $50 million. AJ never asked for $50 million. It was said, like, if they offered you $50 million, would you take it? He said, they offered me $50 million. We could fight tomorrow. And that's when he came up with this nonsense. Now, I also remember just recently, Deontay Wilder was being interviewed. He said Anthony Joshua is more worried about fighting him than he is about fighting AJ. Then he contradicts himself and says Anthony Joshua is already worrying. I'm making an excuse about fighting for the IBF title. That's a way to duck him. When Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn has made offers, and Wilder sat here and said at one point, "Oh, now they begging for a fight. They dying to fight me." Eddie Hearn keep calling. Okay, so he's admitting to the offers. Yet his little foolish, idiotic fanboys keep running around talking about Anthony Joshua has been ducking Deontay Wilder for 6 years, and it's like you guys are so ignorant and misinformed, and y'all believe in fairy tales, obviously. Okay. This was all Wilder's bullshit. Now, let me show you something. When Malik Scott came into the picture, in terms of being a trainer, so from what, according to Wilder and according to Malik Scott, Malik's always been around the camp, but now he just became, after breathing, he became the main trainer. I can't hang around ignorant people. And if I'm around someone that's delusional and a detriment to themselves, I have to let them know, like, what they're doing. And I'm going to be completely honest about it, bare bones about it. Because first off, for me to sit down with Wilder as his trainer, I would have told him, hey, listen, you your own man, but I would suggest you leave this Fury situation alone. You stop talking about Anthony Joshua. Learn to just move on and say, hey, listen, I'm fighting such and such. Me and Anthony Joshua, when that time comes, then we fight. Up until then, my career is not defined by one particular person. I want the fight. I made it known. And I'm going to move on until he's ready. I'm here. Okay? Because every time you say anything, everybody's going to ask you the same questions. Everybody's going to come around for an interview. Like when you watch one channel and that fighter is talking and he's asking, making his comments, you got 20, 30 other people with microphones standing around all trying to get the same story. So they all go post it on their channels, and the whole interview on their channels. So what ends up happening is this. See, you're living in the past and you're not even being honest. Now, for Malik Scott, if you listen to him, he's never said nothing about Mark Breland. JD's none of that shit, right? He doesn't even get into that. He says if Deontay Wilder believes that, you can't knock the man for believed, right? You never hear him say, like, yo, I know that Mark Breland is dirty. You can't trust it. No. You can't trust Mark Breland. You can't trust JD. No, you don't hear him say anything about any of that. He just tries to justify Wilder having the right to feel whatever he wants. Okay. So, that being said, Malik Scott, you can't even call him the head trainer. Wilder is the head trainer. Malik Scott is just the water boy. He's just there to hold the pads for him. He's, that's what he's there for. Deontay Wilder is a puncher. All he's ever been was a right-handed puncher. That's all he ever will be. He's too far gone. He's got beaten up badly by Fury. He just got beat up by Parker. And the interview that he had with 7-8 Sports, he allowed 7-8 to tell him that the order was wrong. That Wilder should not have been fighting against Joseph Parker. That he should have been fighting against Jarrell Miller. Okay, let's think about something. Jarrell Miller, big, fat, 330 pounds. Wilder, not smart at all. If he ran from Joseph Parker, he would have tried to run from Miller. Wilder is not a better fighter than Dubois. What was at stake for Dubois in terms of what was questioned, what he was trying to do was prove he's not a quitter. All right, y'all gonna respect me. I'm not a quitter. I'm right. That was his whole thing. Okay, Jarrell Miller was nothing. But Wilder coming in at 214, claiming that this is his best weight. Well, at your best weight, how was you knocking people out? I mean, you knocked through Hampus on the lean back. You knocked out, Kalanius on the lean back, but you didn't, your whole thing of when Wilder got to the point where people started to like respect his right hand, that's when he started to really try to come forward more and wanted to try to, play the bully role. But if you watch him, he gets outboxed easily by guys that's not even top tier fighters. So it's very easy to outbox Wilder. So now what the way of thinking is, that's okay, because as soon as he catch you, it's over. So people right now, still, they cannot come to terms with, listen, man, especially you old school trainers that keep making excuses for him. The man got beat up. He thought Joseph Parker was finished. He accepted that money from the Saudis, just like Joseph Parker and everybody else on that card. To start making excuses, I was in a cryo chamber. Like people saying, but Wilder didn't say it. It was Finkel. Well, where the fuck you think Finkel got that information from? Now Malik Scott has confirmed it. So where you think they got it from? And Wilder's a grown-ass man, and he's accountable for himself. But as his handlers, the people that's with him, you're not supposed to be in this cryo chamber for longer than 4 minutes. So basically, what if someone told him to get out and he decided, nah, I want to stay in? I don't know and I don't care. But the point of what I'm saying is, Wilder shows you he does whatever he wants. Basically. Okay. Malik Scott's a weirdo to me, man. I mean, he got pictures with his wife or girlfriend putting his feet on his chest, squeezing his nipples with her toes, and it just like what does he do? A porn star or something? Or want to be a porn star? Like you putting pictures up with your wife, always with her ass bent over to the camera and all kinds of weirdo shit. So I'm like, listen. I look at the age of a lot of these trainers and I'm like, you know something, man? These guys are not as acknowledgeable as they think they are. Especially if you're still in the ring, active and fighting. And I'm gonna tell you, not that you can't teach, because you can, and you're in there, and if you're a good fighter and you understand, yes, okay. Because I think Tony Harrison is a good trainer to leadership Baumgartner. But when you're really a really good trainer, you can take fighters that's okay. But if they're dedicated, if they have the heart for this, you can bring the best out of them. But if they're already ultra talented and you know what I'm saying, and it's not that you're not a good trainer, but making champions, making solid fighters, everybody can't just do that. What else does Malik Scott have? Who talks about Malik Scott without Wilder's name coming up? If Wilder's not having a fight, unless Malik Scott's doing an interview or something about something, running his mouth, sending brutal warnings to AJ and all the other people that Wilder won't get in the ring with. If Malik Scott, what I'm saying, okay, for him to sit there and whatever his training methods are with Wilder and the things that they show us, for Malik Scott to sit in that corner watching this fight, he made Wilder feel like he was in this fight, like he had nothing to worry about. And Wilder being delusional at the end of the fight, yeah, hell you got your arm raised up for? You can't possibly think you won that fight, Wilder. And then Wilder said he thought he won the fight. Okay. At what point do you find it in you to be honest with people when you've allowed them to lie to themselves in front of you? Like, you can say, if you want to tell yourself whatever, don't come to me. It's like somebody asked me my opinion on something. Don't come to me if you want it to be sugar-coated or if you want me to tell you what you want to hear, because I don't do that. The fact of the matter is, Wilder is in the position of, I've been fighting one way for so long. I'm hard-headed. I don't think that I need to learn basic fundamentals. I'm 38 now. When am I going to start doing this? And for this guy, 7-8 Sports, to tell him, once you get, you got 12 rounds under your belt now, you know what I'm saying, you get back in there, you get back in the swing of things, man, these guys don't really touch you. And he talking about, not at all, right? Okay. Like I said, allow the guy to make excuses for him. If you can't accept that you got beat, I don't care even if you realize why you got beat, but you in the fight for some reason you wasn't doing it. If you cannot admit it to yourself, you will never become better because you're going to rely on excuses to make you feel better about losing, but it's not going to make you a better fighter because the things you should work on, the things you should incorporate into your style, you won't. It's like I told a parent one day. I said, you know, your kid is in the 4th grade and he doesn't know how to tie his shoes. I know, yeah, this and this and this and this. And she's talking like, you know, yeah, he don't this and this. But it's like, and I asked her, did you ever teach him how to tie his shoes? Well, no, but this and this and that. So what she did, she went and bought him a pair of sneakers with the Velcro straps. Okay, fine. Now he can just Velcro them. Okay, cool. Does that mean that's what he's going to wear from now on? Because as soon as you get him a pair of shoes or sneakers that has strings, he's not gonna learn how to tie. Just right. So even though you got the Velcro ones, you need to teach him how to tie his sneakers. I taught the kid and was trying to teach him, and he's trying to do it, and I'm like showing him, okay, do what I'm doing. And he is just so used to getting his way that it's just not in. He doesn't have it. He's in the 4th grade. He can't write in cursive. You understand? Well, yeah, the school doesn't teach him that. Yeah, I get you. A lot of the schools did stop teaching how to write in cursive, but you know how to write in cursive, right? Teach him. I started trying to teach the kid how to write in cursive, but this is my point. He's so used to doing things his way, he just don't have the desire to learn. People like that need something to happen in their life, something that wakes them up, where they get scared enough to, okay, the things I've been taking for granted, now I need to learn this. And Wilder is just the person. Look at him. And that's why I say, when you watch that fight and you tell me if you didn't know who he was, you would think that this was a so-called seasoned veteran. Now, as far as Teddy Atlas saying, you know, AJ looked good against Wallin, but you know, it's getting hit by Wallin is not the same thing as getting hit by Wilder. Okay, first off, getting hit by Joseph Parker is not the same as getting hit by AJ. Just like I told several people, Parker has every bit of a chance to hurt Wilder as Wilder does hurting him. Y'all keep talking about if Wilder land the right hand. So what happens if when Joseph Parker lands flush? In fact, if you watch that overhand right that sent him to the ropes, it kind of hit him like here. Part of the glove hit him here on his like collarbone and shoulder, and the other part of the glove hit him here. If that shit would have landed straight in his chin, Wilder probably would have went night-night. And Teddy Atlas was saying, oh, you know, a couple of times where he just missed, you know, just by a little bit. And if those shots would have landed, okay, so Teddy, and I'm talking to him on his channel. I said, so you think that if he would have landed, right, that Wilder landed on Parker's chin, Parker goes down. Okay, so how come the punches that did land, and I bet y'all went, oh, when he landed, they did nothing to Parker. So using your imagination, oh, if he hits AJ, okay, what happens when AJ hits him? And in fact, why aren't you pointing out the fact, see, you want to try to save Wilder. You want to try to save his reputation. But it's like you just don't seem to have faith in Anthony Joshua when he went and did something that none of y'all thought he could do, and you thought Wallin was going to beat him too. Look at Wallin versus Fury. Huh? Since y'all want to bring up AJ opponents, like one channel was talking about, if you look at AJ versus what's his name, Klitschko, you think that AJ did better on paper because the fight did this, he stopped him. But really, if you watch it, Tyson Fury put on a master class of boxing. No, he didn't put no master class of boxing on. Tyson Fury ran all night long, was scared to get hit. It was one of the worst and most boring fights ever, and nobody ever talks about the fight, okay? Not to mention, the same way AJ came back more motivated and ready to fight, okay, against Wallin, because now he's sick of this shit, and he understands, like, at least Saturday night, it looked like, hey, I'm cracking everything. I mean, like everything that was going on. They was talking about with Kraken. They was talking about the other trainer he had, Derek James, and how it's not going to work because he had 3 trainers and he did this and all. And I'm just sitting here looking like, y'all made up in your minds, and this is what I've been saying. Y'all made up in your minds what AJ can and can't do. Y'all make up in your minds who can knock out who and who can't knock out the other, right? Okay, so the same way how AJ came motivated and it was a different AJ, and everybody can admit, yeah, AJ was different this time. He was like back to the old AJ. Same way, Klitschko came more motivated when he fought AJ. Now, this is what people fail to realize too. It was supposed to be Tyson Fury, but Mr. I'm going through mental health issues and obesity and I'm fucked up right now. So what happens? AJ, you want this fight? You understand me? Not to mention, how many fights did AJ have at that time? 16? Something like that? 16, 17 fights? You see how with certain fighters, people want to bring up the details, but they don't want to bring up the details with others. And let's just, like I said, Klitschko came to fight that night. And let's just say it like it is. Fury was too pussy to rematch him. So we don't know what would have happened in the rematch. We don't know what would have happened. So when you sit there and say certain things and want to compare opponents, well, okay. Just like you want to compare, Dominic Breazeale, when he fought Anthony Joshua, it took AJ 8, 9 rounds, whatever, okay. And Wilder knocked him out in the first, but you know what y'all don't bring up? That's when Breazeale was fresh, and that's when Breazeale was undefeated. Wilder fought the version of him years later. Just like I'm telling you, Joseph Parker isn't a new Joseph Parker. It's the same Joseph Parker. Wilder just couldn't test him because Wilder's not that good. Like I said, people make up these personas for these people in their heads. Joseph Parker was always a good fighter. AJ beat him 5 years ago. It took Wilder all the way to 2023, but of course he wants to make excuses and say it was Team Parker. They didn't want to fight him. Okay, did you send contracts? Did y'all negotiate? See, this is what I'm saying. Anytime Wilder want to make his point or make you believe a false narrative, he opens his mouth and starts talking. Now, he can't tell you how and when Joseph Parker ducked him, but he can tell you that basically he's disappointed in himself because there's no way that Joseph Parker has any business beating him even on his most magnificent night and on his worst. That makes no sense because he beat you. Okay, and he beat you fair and square. Now, with that being said, right, let's look at this. Deontay Wilder says, I'm still for the love, still for the chill, I'm happy, and all that. Can't wait to go see my baby girls. Like I said, trying to tap into the hearts of his fanboys, right? Now, you said all of that just to turn around and make excuses. He said Joseph Parker didn't do anything. Then he said neither one of us really did much of anything. And you the same guy talk about how fighters put their life on the line, risk their lives to entertain. No, you risk your life for the money. The fuck entertain. During COVID, wasn't nobody in those fucking audiences. Ain't no for no entertain. No, you might want to try to entertain while you're in that ring, but you're not doing it for that. Okay, because if this shit didn't happen in Saudi, we wouldn't even have the fights that just happened. So now, my point with all of that is, the man is a walking contradiction. And my point is, I wouldn't let him put me in positions where people asking me questions and I'm sitting here making a fool out of myself trying to make up lies for him. So my point is, when you have a trainer and a coach, you have a bond. If you look at the best coaches, the best fighters, they always have like a real family close bond with the trainers. But you see the improvements in the fighters. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't see no fucking improvement in Wilder. So every time Wilder look, or whoever in his camp, look on a social media channel and they talk about, yo, champ, I can see the improvements. Yo, why? Because he's punching some little foam sticks. Because he's standing stationary, hopping up and down the air. He's moving around. If you watch his movements, all that goofy shit he be doing, it's like, when I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, this dude look like somebody's trying to pretend that they can box. He can't box at all. Even Andre Durrell chimed in and made a video saying the same shit I'm saying. And I'm like, at least somebody got some heart to tell this motherfucker. He cannot box. You're on your toes, hopping around, not doing anything. Not doing anything. You were scared to be first. And then he actually said he hurt Joseph Parker a few times, but he didn't take the shots, and he don't know why. You're Mr. I'm mentally strong. I come to kill. I want to catch a body in the ring. I want to kill somebody. Remember? Right. I want to kill somebody in front of their child, and I want their child. I want to remember you said that. I want to stare a child in his eyes while his dad is on the floor shaking and shivering, dying. You said that. Remember that. You basically said you fired Mark Breland because he put something in your water. Somebody put the hooju's on you. Then you said, don't ever stop a fight if I'm in it. I want to go out on my shield. You didn't even try to fight back. You sat and told everybody you don't know what was wrong with you. That was your words, right? I don't know what was wrong. You know, sometimes it just be like that. Then all of a sudden, it turned into now you was in a fucking cryo machine, a fucking ice box, a fucking air machine, a vending machine too long. And you are a pro fighter and still don't know what to and what not to do. And anybody, I mean, damn, I don't get in cryo machines. And I know that they tell you not to be in there longer than 4 minutes. And I don't get in them. Whatever you're getting in them for, okay, that's your business. But you or nobody on your team told you, yo, wow, it's time to get the fuck out, man. Come on, it's 4 minutes, man. Don't overdo it. You got to fight, don't risk it. Nah. But like I said, let's say somebody did, but he just didn't listen. Who knows? No class. See, he's all smiles when he win. Hollering bomb squad, 38 years old, still running around hollering noises and making goofy shit and all this. Okay. But now he says, you know, he doesn't want to give Parker any credit. Yeah? He doesn't want to give Parker any credit. So Parker did nothing. He basically is what he didn't do. Okay. If you go back, and probably, in my opinion, the best I've seen Wilder look in any fight he's had, the best I've seen him look was against Chris Arreola. He didn't do anything special. But his jab was constant. He used to work off his jab. The problem is Wilder never knew how to put combinations together. It's just jab, right hand. Jab, right hand. But that was the best I've ever seen him look. Not that it was a good performance. It was just, to me, his best performance. Okay, now in terms of getting the knockouts, okay. Well, Chris Arreola, basically to me, well, not to me, just in general, Chris was always a contender and nothing more. And at that point, this is when Chris was going through his, I done lost back-to-back losses. I haven't done anything. I've been inactive. And, you know, Wilder had no problem fighting him, right? So that type of situation, he beats Chris Arreola. Okay, sometimes fighters get rejuvenated. They take a break from boxing, come back, and and because they have experience and they do have some type of skill, they can, you know, do a little something. But at the same time, it's like, no. You look at how he used to fight. You don't see Wilder throwing a jab like he used to. So you mean to tell me that this was Malik Scott's training? Because not one time in that corner did I hear Malik Scott telling him, Wilder, stay behind your jab, keep it long. Parker needs to get on the inside. Right? Wilder is not Ali. He's not Holmes. He's not Lennox Lewis. He's not Riddick Bowe. Hell, he's not even fucking Jamil McCline. Wilder does not know how to dance and move. He does not do any of that shit. All he was doing just running. That's all he did, ran. Now compare how he fought Parker to how Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz in the rematch. Yeah, he was piecing up Andy Ruiz behind the jab. Wasn't super aggressive, kept it behind, kept it long, kept it basic, and he did what he had to do. Unanimous decision. And I think Ruiz got maybe 1 or 2 rounds out of that fight or whatever. Okay. Well, see, the thing is, Wilder is one of these opportunists that, okay, so yeah, we seen Anthony Joshua with his meltdown, and I said the same things. Wilder fights himself in it. It's his mind. It's not his skill set. It's his mind. His skill set won't show because he doubts himself. And like I told you, you see how he was when he was focused and he was believing in himself. He didn't beat any of these fucking heavyweights that's out here. But some guys don't like to be wrong. Most people don't. So when they say something, they want to try to come up with a but this, but that. Let me tell you something. Saturday night, Dubois would have knocked out. He would have knocked out Deontay Wilder. Okay? Anthony Joshua for damn sure would have knocked out Deontay Wilder. Jarrell Miller might have even stopped him. Why? Look how fucking skinny Deontay Wilder's legs are. This motherfucker was 213. He coming there against a dude 230. I mean 333 pounds. Big, fat, slow, sandwich-eating motherfucker, right? What do you think Wilder's going to do to keep Jarrell Miller off of him? And his punch selection is basic. And I believe Miller would have wore him down. And Wilder would have did nothing but resort to just trying to throw nothing but knockout shots, wore himself out, and wound up getting stopped. So he went from blaming it on a cryo machine, fucking cryo chamber, fucking vending machine, to his time was off due to inactivity. Remember when I told you guys, and if you haven't, go do it. I said, look at his legs and how he's moving when he fought against Hellenius. I didn't like what I saw. And the thing was he got the knockout in the first round, so people wasn't paying attention to it. And I'm like, nah, his legs don't look steady. Was he in the cryo chamber then? And I guarantee you, if any of you go back and watch that, you will say, damn, Aries, I see what you mean. He looked weird the way his legs was moving, the way he was moving. Wilder, okay, is basically a guy who's been programmed to fight one way. He's stuck in that mode. He will not get better under Malik Scott, and he will not get better under any trainer because he only wants a trainer that's going to do things his way and understand that he's the boss. So no, he's not trainable. That's the problem with Wilder. And Wilder don't seem like the type of person that can pick up on things. He can't even do simple things. Why would you abandon your jab? You're 6'7". What is his reach? 78 inches or something like that? Why in the hell would you abandon your jab? In fact, if you watch Wilder, he threw the jab more than anything else, and it was constant. He threw that jab so often. So I mean, he was never a volume puncher, but that's why I say watch the Chris Arreola fight. He jabbed. I mean, constant jab to the head, jab to the body. You know, kept moving, jab. I told you, Wilder was never the kind of fighter that just walk you down and get you out of there. He can do that with mediocre guys. That wasn't going to work with Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker understands Wilder can't fight going backwards. Now, when you have any type of veteran experience, it shows because you'll find a different way to fight. You see what happened with Tyson Fury against Ngannou? I keep telling you guys, Fury is not who y'all think he is. And, you know, he's better than Wilder. And Fury, you know, he can fight. But I don't see him the way most of you do. What did he do against Ngannou? Tried to keep it long, stay on the outside. I'm just going to stick a jab in his face. You understand what I'm saying? Let me make another example. Katie Taylor, when she fought Chantel Cameron, right, the first time, watching that fight, I'm wondering, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, it looked like her legs is not what they used to be. Katie Taylor was always someone that was all over the ring. All over the ring. She controlled the distance. She'd come in with her shots, get out. She'd do her combination. She'd get in, she'd get out. She's not a big puncher, but she's fast, and she can throw a lot of punches. You didn't see that against Chantel Cameron. Now, Chantel Cameron did what she was supposed to do. Katie Taylor made it easier because she kept going straight back into the ropes. No lateral movement, no punching off angles, nothing. Okay? So yeah, Chantel Cameron realized, okay, she's stuck in that mode. She stayed on it. She did what she had to do and she won. Now, before the rematch, what did I say? Can Katie Taylor come up with the style that she needs to beat Cameron? Or is it going to be a repeat? Because truthfully, when you can't move like you used to, like you can't dance around and you one of those fighters where your legs get you out, okay, well, you have to give lateral movement, work off your jab, throw punches from those angles. You understand what I mean? And get on the side like their weak side. Meaning, throw the shots to where you're keeping them off balance, where they can't throw the shot back at you. Now, if they're willing to try to trade with you, still you have to be smart about it. But that's what I'm saying. When I say their weak side, is like, you have to figure these things out in the ring, okay? Katie Taylor figured it out. She did exactly what I was saying. Could she do? Like, can she do that? Because, yeah, you're going to have to, you can't stand right in front of her. And the thing is, don't keep your head on that center line. You need to be moving. Your hands need to be moving. And you need to just give her angles. You have to run around the ring. Just give her angles. But make sure that when she's coming in, something's coming behind it so she's not coming in comfortable. And when she did that, you know what she showed you? That Chantel Cameron is basic. And pretty much she made it easy for her. You can't say that's what happened with Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder. Because Wilder never could fucking box. He can't box. All he does is knock you out with the right hand. He steps up in competition twice. He loses. Both times. Miserably. See, even when you land a shot and knock a guy down, great. That's a part of boxing. I don't care if you knock someone out in the first round or the last round. Okay? You ask people about James Toney, and people will tell you he was a very complete fighter. I've never heard anybody say he wasn't. Everybody agrees just about he pretty much that he's a complete fighter. He could knock you out early, knock you out late, come behind and knock you out. If he was down on the cards, he could box, he could brawl, had a good chin. Okay. I watched him fight Michael Nunn and pretty much lose every round. Got the knockout. And that's all that mattered, was that he won. But that wasn't like what he did all the time. That was a situation where, hey, I need a knockout. And he did, because he wasn't winning that fight on the scorecards. Now, I watched him get completely humbled and humiliated by Roy Jones. Okay? So him being a complete fighter and what he had wasn't enough to beat Roy. That doesn't mean because you're considered a complete fighter that you're going to be undefeated or unbeatable. But it does mean you'll beat a whole lot of people. But then you have special fighters. See, Tony wasn't special. He was great, though. Roy special. Ali was special. Ray Robinson was special. Ray Leonard was special. You understand what I'm saying? So when you have these fighters that actually can box and even they lose, how the hell are you so shocked when a one-trick pony, one-dimensional, delusional fighter lose a fight to someone that's just far better? I've always said, and everybody knew this, Wilder was exposed years ago. Wilder will sacrifice losing round after round after round. And he's just going to depend on catching you with the right hand. Now, in all actuality, right, when you have no elite fighters on your resume, and then when you do, you lose to them, people think that's just a coincidence? No. Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn said he wanted to fight 4 times. So that was his third fight this year. Joseph Parker, same thing. Wilder say he wanted to fight 4 times, but he turns fights down. Okay? Question. For the people that saying, like 78 Sports, and for the fanboys that saying that it should have been AJ versus... Now, you notice before the fight, they were saying it should have been AJ versus Wilder, right? Yeah, but after Wilder got beat, and after AJ won his fight, you notice you don't hear people saying it should have, those Wilder fans are not saying it should have been AJ versus Wilder. You know why they're not saying that? Because they thought that Wilder would have knocked AJ out. They thought he was going to knock out Parker. They thought that Anthony Joshua was finished. And he shut everybody up Saturday night, right? So it would make no sense for you to say it's unfair that he fought Parker, who fought 3 times. Right? And he hadn't fought nobody in over a whole year. Okay? Because AJ fought 3 times as well. So the same excuses that they're making for Parker, they'd have been making if AJ would have won, and they would have said AJ picked him because he know that Wilder has been inactive. Okay, let's make another comparison. Jermell Charlo and Jamal Charlo haven't fought in a long time, right? The question was, would the ring rust take play in the fight against Canelo? What we saw was a guy who felt power early and decided, I don't want to feel that again. I definitely don't want to feel that flush. And he basically went in there and didn't try. He got scared of Canelo's power. It's as simple as that. Now, the same question was asked about his brother. And they both nudged off ring rust. But one went in there and showed that, nah, I'm not willing to compete. The other went in there and looked like he haven't lost a step and didn't fight in 2 years. Now, let's compare. People say, yeah, but Jermell fought Canelo. I don't give a fuck who he fought. Did Jermell go out on his shield? No. Jamal went in there and looked sharp. If Deontay was as good as y'all say, then why didn't he go in there and handle business against Parker? And y'all said Parker was washed up. See, as a trainer, this is where you got to let fighters know, listen, man, you talking a lot of shit. Don't take this dude light. Parker's a former champion just like you. Go in there and fight this dude. We're going to train for him like he's undefeated. We're going to train for him like he's the biggest threat in the world. And that's your opponent. Stop talking about Anthony Joshua. Don't worry about Anthony Joshua. Well, here we go. Talking about a guy that you're not fighting. Okay, that's how you handle business. Let's focus on what's in front of us. No, you see Malik Scott jumping in videos, talking shit to Anthony Joshua. Like it's Anthony Joshua, versus Wilder instead of Joseph Parker. So that goes to show you they was counting AJ out because they thought AJ was at a weakened state. And AJ showed the fuck up and showed out. They was counting out Joseph Parker, same way. He can't be the same after that beating that he took from, Joe Joyce, and then the two guys he came back against was, he ain't ready for this. Wilder talked a lot of shit. He said, y'all gonna see something special. Talk about how he never felt better. He back at his perfect weight. All of this type of stuff. Okay? You see, sometimes you have to protect people from themselves. So with everything that came out of Wilder's mouth and that came out of Scott's mouth, see, it's like me saying you out with your friends, considering your friends your security. It's not your security. Malik Scott is not a head trainer. He's Wilder's friend, and he's hopping in the ring with him, and he's not really being a friend to him by letting him think that what he's doing is okay, because it's not. Now, the reality is, like I said, and you're going to see, Wilder step up in competition, he's going to lose again. The only chance Wilder ever has is a puncher's chance. He has no skill to do anything other than try to catch a guy. There's no way you get out boxed by Duhampas and Washington and all those guys. Have to lose round after round just to land that shot. Now, it's good that he has the patience, but the reason he has the patience is because he lacked the skill. Malik Scott sits back and does absolutely nothing. So, my whole point, and I'm going to end this video by saying, Wilder can't be saved. He's too old at this point to where he's been doing this for too long. And you see when his natural instincts kick in, that's when they kick in, he look more and more amateurish. Because even in his so-called best days, winging shots from way back here, swinging off balance, he swings so hard that he misses a guy that's not even moving. Because he's trying that hard to knock you out. Breaking his hand all the time. Okay. So, bottom line is, Malik Scott isn't doing anything for Wilder different. And Wilder said, it's not like I haven't been training and sparring. We haven't stopped. Remember how he's bragging about how many training sparring rounds they put in? Remember all that? Okay. So we're not trying to hear nothing about no ring rust. At the end of the day, it's your job to stay active. Your team to keep you active. You turning fights down. You got in front of the camera. You thought that you was embarrassing Andy Ruiz or playing him out, but all you was doing was exposing yourself that you don't want to fight. So when you talking about you don't have opportunities, but we all got your receipts of you turning fights down. See, Malik Scott's supposed to be your friend, right? Well, he's not telling you what you need to hear, and he's not training you properly. Point blank, Malik Scott is a bum-ass trainer. You're an overrated hype job, and you need to understand the only way that you're going to get better you got to relearn everything. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. What y'all think about Malik Scott? Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.